Did your 2020 turn out how you expected it to turn out way back in 2019 when you set your goals? Chances are it didn't. And I remember heading towards the end of 2020 and pretty much from Q4, so say from September, most people I knew were already writing off 2020 and saying things like, oh, I cannot wait for this year to be over. I cannot wait to see the back of this year. And then, of course, we had the second wave of the coronavirus and second waves of lockdowns across the world. And then this new strain of COVID and all of these craziness that happened leading into 2021. And chances are that most people are still afraid, still in doubt, still uncertain about what their 2021 will look like. If that's you and you have those same feelings, then I want to let you know that you are not alone. You are really not alone. A lot of people are in that same boat. But the reason why I wanted to speak with you today is because I feel that a lot of people are now hanging up their goals and waving goodbye to their goals as they waved goodbye to 2020 because they cannot see the silver lining and they cannot even imagine a different world to all of the crazy pandemic that we have all been experiencing. I am here to tell you it is not time to wave goodbye to your goals. In fact, you ought to set even a bigger goals because that is what will really allow you to live the life that you desire. Hi there, I'm Obasa, the founder of The Lucrative Lady, and we help time-poor moms to earn their ideal income. So today I want to teach you a specific 90-day strategy for setting your goals with ease so that you can reach your ideal income. I have created a goal setting worksheet for you. You can find it right below this video. Grab that and get working on your goals. So let's talk about why should you even set goals? Why not just keep doing things the way that you are doing? Well, the truth of the matter is that the things that you are doing every day, those are habits, and some habits are positive and some are negative, and they have a positive impact or a negative impact on your life and on your future. What most people do is that they literally just live life on habits. They live life on whatever habits that they had accumulated, whatever routines that they feel that they needed in that moment. That's how they live life. The problem with that is they have actually missed a step. The first step should be to actually create the goal, the thing that you want, and then you set the habit to support that goal. So most people have forgotten that the goal should inform the habit, not the other way around. Otherwise, you run the risk of going about your day and going about this routine, and you get to, 10 years down the line, even 2 years down the line, and you look back and your life is still where it was. That's how most people are, and that will be the reality for most people, but not you, because you are listening to me today. The most dangerous thing about living your life based on habits and routines is that things run away with you and you don't even realize. So for example, inside of my business, one of the things that we let go of and we didn't set a goal for was growing one of our free Facebook groups. We have a couple of groups, and for one specific one, we didn't really set a goal because that group was growing by itself. And so when coronavirus hit hard over here in the UK and my husband got unwell and he was in a coma and all of these things started to happen and literally my life started to fall apart, I had let go of quite a few things, especially that group. And because I had let go of the group and we had just automated posts going in, which were the habits and the routines that we had. We didn't do anything active. We didn't actually set a goal, a growth goal, an impact goal, or anything that we wanted to see in that group. And so when things started to look up and I went back into that group to try and engage with our group members, guess what had happened? Facebook algorithm had forgotten all about me. And so when I would post, I would hear crickets because nobody was then engaging because they hadn't engaged with me in such a long time inside of that group. And so we had to start all over again, which was the best thing that we did. But if we had set a goal to begin with, what would have happened was, even when life was happening and things were falling apart because of what was going on in my personal life, I am pretty sure that we would not have lost that group. So this is one of the negative things that can happen. But the crazy thing about life, however, is what a lot of people see is what they see on the outside, right? So they look at you and they might see your success. A lot of people look at me and they see my success. They see a lot of nice things that could be happening around me or things that I own and all of those things. But what they don't realize is the journey from where I was to how I got that very thing that they are looking at. So for example, it took me 18 months to hit the first 6 figures in my business. It didn't happen overnight. Again, it took us around 8 years, my husband and I, to pay off our home. Now people look at it and go, you're mortgage free, you are this young. And they look at it and, they don't realize it took time. It took sacrifices. Forget that it took 8 years. It took a ton of sacrifices to be able to achieve that goal. But people don't see that. The truth of the matter is those goals and every other goal, they were achieved because we had habits. We created action steps, we created routines that supported that goal. But if we hadn't have set up that goal at the beginning, none of the habits would have fallen into place. None of the action steps would have fallen into place. We would have probably just been big spenders and spending money that we didn't have, and we would probably be still knee deep in debt and knee deep in having a failing business or whatever it was that was happening. But because we set a goal and we knew exactly what we wanted and we matched that with the action steps, that is how we were able to achieve a lot of these big massive successes that people now see. So when it comes to setting your goals, I highly recommend setting just a 90-day goal or setting your goals in 90-day increments. So why 90 days? Well, it's simply because 90 days is heck of a lot easier than 365 days. Most people start off the new year really excited about their goals. Most people start off the new year ready to hit every goal that they have written down. But the truth of the matter is that come February, the majority of people have actually lost track and don't actually know what to focus on any longer. So I remember going to the gym with my husband last week before we went into lockdown again, and he said to me, Pam, just you watch, come January this place will be packed out. And I was like, well, I don't know what we're going to do if that happens. He said, no, don't worry, come February it'll be empty again. And we both laughed and chuckled because we know that that is the truth. Most people go January, yes, let's do it, but by February they've fallen out because in their mind they just set up a goal instead of strategically setting a goal. When you're setting goals in smaller chunks, it's easier to track and measure. So even if you're not used to setting goals, or you've never set goals before, or you've never set goals that you have achieved, I highly encourage you to start small, in smaller chunks, achieve that one step before you move to the next. So if you're feeling burnt out from 2020, and you're probably asking yourself, Pam, listen, 2020 was so bad, it was so poor, nothing good happened for me. Why should I even start doing this now? Well, here's the truth. You're still alive. You are still on this planet. That means there is still a purpose for you. So go ahead and start small. I'm not saying set crazy goals that you will never hit, like I want to make £1 million in my business within the next 7 days. Yes, I know that's not impossible. Some people can do it for sure, but set a goal that is easy to achieve for you so that once you do that, it gives you the motivation that you need to set even further goals and to meet those. So I have a few steps to share with you for setting your 90-day goals. So step 1 in setting your 90-day goal is to ask yourself this: where would I like to see myself or see my business by the end of the year? That is the first question to ask yourself. This allows you to paint the bigger picture, the vision that you have for your life or your business for that year. Now remember, that's not a 90-day goal, that is just a question for the entire year. Now let's imagine that you have answered that question. That takes you to step 2. Step 2 is look at the answer to that question, and you're going to think about 4 steps that will allow you to reach that goal. So let's imagine that you said, by the end of the year, I want my business to hit 10K per month consistently. That is your big goal. Now for most people, they would have no idea what to do with that goal. So in step 2, what I want you to do is to look at that big goal, and you've got to create 4 action steps for that one big goal. So action step number 1 could be to create a lead magnet or a lead generator that allows people to get onto your email list so that you have an email list or a database of warm leads for your business. That is step 1. Step 2 could be to grow your email list to your first 1,000 subscribers. Step 3 could then be to create a signature offer or program or product that you can sell to these people And then step 4 could then be to create the sales system so that you are able to sell this to them on autopilot consistently. So those are the 4 steps to do with that one big goal. And then step 3 then is to assess those 4 steps that you created in step 2 and make the first one your first 90-day goal. So therefore, in the case of the example that I shared, your 90-day goal in that case would be simply to create a lead magnet that brings people and helps you to create a database of warm leads for your business. Can you see how simple that is? Now you have a focus for the next 90 days. Now you know exactly this is the only thing I am focusing on for the next 90 days. It's easy to do. You can measure it. You can achieve it. It's not overwhelming, and it serves you towards your big goal. The important thing to make sure is that your 90-day goal is tangible. So you cannot say that, my 90-day goal is to be happy. That's not tangible. How do you even measure that? Do you see my point? If you instead change that to something that leads to that happiness or to that joy, now you're talking. And remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. Nobody's going to be marking this. This is not school, right? It's really up to you. So the more granular you can get with your 90-day goal, the more it will serve you. So what type of goals should you set for yourself? Well, everybody's goal is going to be different, but I love to have 3 types of goals. One is a business goal. Next is a happiness goal and a relationships goal. So your business goal could be around your revenue, how much money you want to be bringing in your business this year. Your happiness goal is to do with your impact and how much joy you want to have, how much balance you want to have in your life so that you can actually enjoy all of the money that you're going to be making, all of that income. And then your relationship goal could do with the relationship with your spouse, with your children, with your parents, your family, your friends, anybody who is important to you. No man or woman is an island, so it's very important that we hold people dear and near to us even closer. So I love to have goals within these 3 areas because it really helps me to be holistic in the way that I live my life, so that as the income is growing, my joy, my happiness is growing, and my relationships are even becoming stronger. So here is a quick recap that I want to share with you, or really quick 3 quick points for how to set a goal that you can achieve. Number 1 is to be really, really specific. So instead of saying I want to have more balance in my life, that's not really specific. Specific means I'm going to go to bed at a specific time. So I'm going to go to bed at 10 p.m. at night, and I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. so that I can stop working by say 1 p.m. and spend more time with my spouse and my children. Can you see how specific that is? Number 2, consider the red flags. What are red flags? Red flags are the things that hold you back, the things that cause you to not achieve your goal because it's just life happening to you. So red flag could be your children, an illness, or anything else, or a relationship with somebody that that if they call you, you're going to have to stop and answer them. They're a red flag. A red flag is not necessarily a bad thing. It is just something that it is just something that is important in your life that causes you to have to stop in your track every time it calls. So for example, for me, my children, my husband, my family, they're a red flag. I love them enough that if they called right now, at the time of me creating this, I would stop and answer them. So they're a red flag. Then number 3 are your green flags. Your green flag is how do you turn those red flag into a green flag? So a green flag is what is the solution for that red flag? So as I mentioned, my children, my husband, my family, they're a red flag. So what is the solution? Right now I'm recording this. So what I have done is I have informed them that I'm busy recording from this time to this time. So I have let them know so that they can contact me only if it is urgent. So I have done something about my red flag. Now it is a green flag. I have found a solution to it. So make sure that your goals are specific. Identify the things that can get in the way, and then identify solutions to those specific things so that you are able to really have greater success with those goals. So I would love to know in the comments what you are working on over the next 90 days for your first 90-day goal. Before I even share mine with you, I want to let you know that I have created a goal setting worksheet for you. You can find it right below this video. Grab that and get working on your goals. So let me share a couple of my goals. Now I have found that when I have really enjoyed my business the most, where I have been the most productive, is when I have woken up at 5 a.m. to do my work before the kids are awake. And I tend to do that when they're at school because it's easier, but during the holidays, I slack. So I want to make sure that I'm consistent and consistently waking up at 5 a.m. come rain or shine, whatever the day is, and just really, really working in that muscle so that when I wake up, I'm not feeling tired because my body is used to it. So that is something that I'm going to be focusing on for the next 90 days. So now your turn. Let me know in the comments, what are you going to be focusing on in the next 90 days? What is that goal for the next 90 days? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel. We release a video twice a week on this channel. And of course, remember to turn on your bell, like and share this video because it helps us to grow. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.